All right, welcome back, YouTube. This is Steve. Let's talk about intensity. Previous video, we talked about progressive overload, and one of the four components of progressive overload is intensity. So when we're talking about muscle building, you have to send a clear signal to the muscles that they need to grow. They need to get stronger. Clear and present danger signal. It has to be absolutely clear to the muscles that they're not good enough and they need to get bigger and stronger. Best way to do that is applying intensity principles. So what am I talking about? So for example, if you're doing a bicep curl, you'll notice in the formidable logs, let's say you're targeting biceps, you're doing a bicep curl. First 2 weeks of that 5-week block, your intensity is an intensity 8, which means you're coming to within 2 to 3 reps of failure. So you're doing your bicep curl, you're able to do it with good form, and you're quitting that set with about 2 to 3 reps in the tank. And then week 3 and 4, intensity is a 9. Now you're coming into within about 1 rep of complete failure with good form. So you're struggling, but you're able to get there. That's intensity 9. And then week 4 and 5, you're intensity 10, which means you're going to failure. This is the strongest signal you can send to the muscles that they need to grow. So you are with good form, doing your biceps, and you completely fail. You're not able to get the arm back to the top. Same principle applies for triceps. If you're doing lateral raises and you can't get halfway, that's failure. Tricep, shoulders, biceps, calves, hamstrings are some great exercises you can do and apply intensity principles to it. I don't recommend going to failure on barbell squats or deadlifts. You could make sure you have a good spotter or spotter arms, but the risk for injury when you're loading up a barbell on your back or in a deadlift position, in my mind, is too great. So you can apply intensity rules for many other exercises, but those are the two I would technically stay away from. Bench press is another good exercise to apply intensity, as long as you have a spotter that can help you to make sure if you're failing that bar is coming off your chest, or if you have spotter arms like I do. Another great way of applying intensity is drop sets. So let's go back to the bicep example. If you're doing your bicep curls with 25-pound dumbbells and then you fail, you can't go any further, drop the weight. That's why it's called drop set. Drop them. Pick up 20s or 15s and crank out as many as you can again until failure. So same thing, another great one, lateral raises. You fail with 20 pounds, drop them. Pick up 15s. Go again with little to no rest. So there's a couple examples of how to apply some clear signals to the muscle in terms of intensity. You're telling the muscle it's not good enough and it needs to get bigger and stronger. Okay? So if you're new to weightlifting or you've taken a long break and you're jumping back in, don't go to failure on the first couple weeks within the program. You want to build up that baseline. You want to build up the strength within the muscle before you start going to failure. The risk of a strain or tendonitis or a muscle pull is too great if you haven't worked out in a while. If you've gotten through at least 1 or 2 5-week blocks in the Formidable program, then you can start ratcheting up the intensity in probably week 2 of the next 5-week block, and just keep ratcheting up the intensity each week until the 5th week, and then you deload. It's another example of why we program a deload, because when you get to that 5th week, you've raised the volume and you're raising the intensity level. It's time to let the muscles relax, recover, and grow. So there you go. That's how to apply good intensity strategies during a muscle building phase. All right, we'll talk soon.